Hello everybody, it's a Vertical Sandwich. Welcome back to Book Reviews. So normally, during book reviews I have a way to kind of separate myself from random puppy being places. But as you can see, because of horrible cold weather, I do not. So we're going to do this with a dog behind me, or on top of me, or chewing on me, or barking at me. Hopefully not barking at me. She doesn't do that a lot. Anyway, so today, Snow Crash by Neal Stephenson. And so you might remember that Neal Stephenson is the guy who wrote A Diamond Age, um, which was like our cyberpunk fairy tale. And that's kind of Neal Stephenson's thing, right? He's amazingly, first off, he's a genuinely like popular, award-winning science fiction author. But he's also, it's really cyberpunk. I mean, his stuff is just super cyberpunk. And if you've heard of one of his books, you've either probably heard of Snow Crash or possibly Cryptonomicon. And I haven't read Cryptonomicon, but and actually Snow Crash. The reason I read Snow Crash was I was looking for books to read, and I came upon an interview with Adam from Mythbusters, and he was talking about his favorite science fiction books. And he had to make like a top 5 list, and he listed 7. And one of those was like Girl in Landscape, and I read it and I didn't like it. But another one was Snow Crash, and here's the thing: is I'm gonna read you the back cover thing. In the real world, hero protagonist delivers pizza, but in the metaverse, he's a warrior prince, plunging headlong into the enigma of a new computer virus that's striking down hackers everywhere. Hero races along the neon-lit streets on a search and destroy mission for the shadowy virtual villain threatening to bring about infocalypse. Snow Crash is a mind-altering romp through a future America so bizarre, so outrageous, you'll recognize it immediately. It is. Okay, here's the thing. Is like, this is what this novel is going to do. It's going to start you right away by giving you a glimpse of a future world where armored cars deliver pizzas in 15 minutes or less, and all pizzerias are controlled by the mafia. And so, like, hero protagonist is a pizza delivery guy who carries a samurai sword and drives a black armored, like, car, because, yeah, pizzas. Like, yeah, it's just that. It's just like that kind of crazy, weird, like, skateboard messengers with, like, nanotechnology in the wheels of their skateboards and stuff. Like, it's really, like, here's the thing. That stuff sounds really crazy. And I will say this. If you hear samurai sword carrying pizza delivery guy in armored car working for the mafia, and you go like, yeah, maybe not for me, you're probably in the wrong channel. Yeah, just saying. No, that's not true. The thing about Neal Stephenson is that seems like a really, really funny premise. But Stephenson does what all good authors have to do in situations like this, which is he commits 100%. Like, he just goes with it. He just goes like, this is the future I've laid out, and like, this is how it's gonna work. And it does. It super works. If you read Diamond Age, and you're wondering, you feel, you could tell. If you never had read, if I ripped the author pages off of this book, and off of Diamond Age and gave them to you, you could tell that they were both written by the same person. Like, Stevenson has obviously his own style and kind of narrative stuff going on. So, like, let's just read a little bit out of the opening to kind of get a feel. The Deliberator lets out an involuntary roar and puts the hammer down. This is the protagonist, hero protagonist. That's literally the main character's name, which is just fantastic on so many screwball levels. His emotions tell him to go back and kill that manager, get his swords out of the trunk, dive in through the little sliding window like a ninja, track him down through the moiling chaos of the microwave franchise, and confront him in a climactic, thick-crust apocalypse. But he thinks the same thing when someone cuts him off on the freeway, and he's never done it yet. He can handle this. This is doable. He cranks up the orange. By the way, what's going on here is the manager handed him a pizza, and the timer on it is going from the order, and there's very little time left, so he's really in a crunch. He can handle this. This is doable. He cranks up the orange warning lights to maximum brilliance, puts his headlights on auto flash. He overrides the warning buzzer, jams the stereo over to taxi scan, which cruises all the taxi driver frequencies listening for interesting traffic. Can't understand a fucking word. You could buy tapes, learn while you drive, and learn to speak taxilinga. It was essential to get a job in that business. They said it was based on English, but not one word in 100 was recognizable. Still, you could get an idea. If there was trouble on this road, they'd be babbling about it in taxilinga. Give him some warning. Let him take an alternate route so he wouldn't get... He grips the wheel, stuck in traffic. His eyes get big. You can feel the pressure driving the back into his skull. Or caught behind a mobile home. His bladder is very full. And deliver the pizza. Oh God, oh God. Late. 22:06 hangs on the windshield. All he can see, all he can think about is 30 minutes and 1 second, which would be the pizza's late time. You got to deliver them in 30 minutes, apparently. The taxi drivers are buzzing about something. Taxilinga is mellifluous babble with a few harsh foreign sounds, like butter spiced with broken glass. He keeps hearing fare. They're always jabbering about their fucking fares. Big deal. What happens if you deliver your fare late? You don't get as much of a tip. Big deal. Big slowdown at the intersection of CSV5 and Oahu Road. Per usual, only way to avoid it is to cut through the Mews at Windsor Heights. TMAWHs all have the same layout. When creating a new burbclave, TMAWH Development Corporation will chop down any mountain ranges and divert the course of any mighty rivers that threaten to interrupt this street plan, ergonomically designed to encourage driving safely. A deliberator can go into a Mew at Windsor Heights anywhere from Fairbanks to Yugoslav to the Shenzhen Special Economic Zone and find his way around. But once you've delivered a pie to every single house in a TMAWH a few times, you get to know its little secrets. The deliberator is such a man. He knows that in a standard TMAWH, there is only 1 yard, that prevents you from driving straight in one entrance, across the burbclave, and out the other. If you're squeamish about driving on grass, it might take you 10 minutes to meander through TMAWH. But if you have the balls to lay tracks across that 1 yard, you have a straight shot through the center. The deliberator knows that yard. He has delivered pizzas there. He has looked at it, scoped it out, memorized the location of the shed and the picnic table, can find them even in the dark. Knows that if it ever came to this, a 23-minute pizza, miles to go, and a slowdown at CSV5 in Oahu, he could enter the Mews at Windsor Heights. His electronic delivery man's visa would raise the gate automatically, scream down Heritage Boulevard, rip the turn on a straw bridge place, ignoring the dead end sign and the speed limit and the children playing ideograms that are strung so liberally throughout TMAWH. Thrash the speed bumps with his mighty radials, blast up the driveway of number 15 Strawbridge Circle, cut a hard left around the backyard shed, careen into the backyard of number 84 May Apple Place. Avoid its picnic table, tricky. Get into their driveway and out onto Mayapple, which takes him to Bellwood Valley Road, which runs straight to the exit of the burbclave. TMAWH security police might be waiting for him at the exit, but their STDs, severe tire damage devices, only point one way. They can keep people out, but not keep them in. Like, okay. So, like, that's the thing, is that, like, he doesn't go like, listen, haha, Samurai Pizza Delivery guys, like, work for the Mafia. He doesn't do that and then do a bunch of tongue-in-cheek jokes. He just goes like, what if you were a pizza delivery guy, you worked for the Mafia, and if you didn't get a pizza to the person who ordered it less than 30 minutes after it was ordered, you would be in trouble with the Mafia. Like, what if? And, like, now, let's just put this guy here. And There are other characters in here. There's a skateboard courier who's like a 15-year-old girl named YT. I believe it stands for yours truly, although I haven't read the book in a little bit. And their stories obviously are unparalleled. They connect for a while, they branch off, they connect for a while, and yeah, and then there's all this other stuff going on. But Neal Stephenson is an absolute master crafter when it comes to like creating realities that are both bizarre and understandable. They're right; it's a recognizable landscape. And one of the things that's really interesting is these bird claves actually end up being like autonomous city states, right? So it's not like nations are nations. It's like within nations there are like there's like a mini there's like a housing development that is essentially like you know like Hong Kong. Like and you have to have citizenship in some of these neighborhoods to like get into them and stuff, which is why his pass will open the gate, and that's like a big deal because it's hard to get into these places if and then so I mean they're seriously like it's just amazing. Like it's a lot of fun. It apparently was one of Time's 100 best English language novels. Although again, the qualifier for that list, because I hear that list, people mention that list a lot. That list is I think since 1923. So it's like one of Time's 100 best English language novels, and this might be on the list like since 1923. Although I might be thinking of a different list, but because that's the list that like Watchmen is on. People are like, oh, it's one of the 100 best novels of all time. I'm like, well, it's one of the 100 best novels written in English in like the past 100 years, which I would disagree with. I think there have been 100 better English language novels than Watchmen, and I don't hate Watchmen. I just but aside from that, but this book is a great read. It's just a lot of fun. If you read Diamond Age and you like Diamond Age, you'll love this book. It has exactly the same feel, but a completely different setup and set of characters. Whereas Diamond Age was kind of all about cyberpunk as being like poverty versus this kind of neo-Victorian caste system in the world. Snow Crash is about kind of the segregation of humanity into these separate enclaves, and then the kind of criminalization of legitimate enterprises, and then how kind of hacking works into this. And there is a lot of the Matrix in this, kind of. In a way, I mean, the Matrix in this book is a very like the Matrix type of place, a place where you go and it's an entire cyber reality that you can be yourself in and stuff. And sword fight with snotty guys if you want. That's in here. So yeah, it's really there's a lot to unpack with Stephenson and kind of with Snow Crash, but like if cyberpunk is a thing that you like, it has a nice dark feel, but it's very enjoyable. It's very quickly paced. This book clocks in at a little over 500 pages, which is about what Diamond Age clocked in at. And so yeah, I mean, I would recommend this book. It's a good book. I really liked it. I actually liked it far more than I liked Diamond Age. And yeah, the characterizations, there's a lot of exciting action and, a good amount of tongue-in-cheek ridiculousness, and then just all-around good character development, and just it's a lot of fun. So yeah, Snow Crash, strongly recommend. So when we come back, something else. Still with dog, because I'm recording these in like one day. Bye, everybody.